Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
For those of you that don't know me, my name is Carla Wilson. I've been a parishioner here for about 10 years. My husband, Chris Wilson, and I serve as co-executive directors of the Steadfast campaign, but the real glory should go to Veronica Cannon and Drew Arviseth. They are superheroes on this campaign, so if you know them and see them, please thank them for their work. My husband and I also have two kids, Cece, who's almost 13, and Charlie, who's up here in the front row with me now. If you're new to church or haven't been here in the last month or so, and no judgment, after we had our second kid, we missed in the neighborhood of 20 consecutive Sundays, so we welcome you if you haven't been with us for a while. Steadfast is our 2-year unified budget campaign, which is just a fancy way of saying it is 2 years of our typical stewardship giving, plus more. Does anyone remember the acronym we threw out last Sunday to remember the pillars of the Steadfast campaign? If you do, just yell it out.
RBK.
Yes, thank you, RBK. So the R stands for repairs to our roof and boilers. The B is balancing our budget, which is something we've been wanting to do and trying to do ever since we became parishioners here. And K is the kingdom building. And the total for all of that, the 2 years of standard giving plus the additional giving combined, is $3 million. And we know that $3 million is possible with this congregation. We also know that it's necessary. For those of you that have sat through an annual meeting in our church, every year I kind of cringe when we get to the budget part because I think, how on earth is our church going to make it? This is how we're going to make it, and it will really take all of us in this room to make that happen. I'm going to direct you all to your booklets. Hopefully you have one of these booklets if you're sitting in a seat right now, either received it in church or got it in the mail. If you don't have one, please raise your hand and an usher will bring one to you. Michael right over here has a number of them, so if you don't have one and would like one, please just raise your hand. This booklet is going to be our informational and inspirational guidebook throughout the duration of the Steadfast campaign. Bring it with you to church if you can. There's going to be references to each week's sermon in here. Father Burrell, a former teacher at heart, it would make him so happy if he brought this booklet. Nothing makes a teacher happier than seeing someone taking notes during their sermon. And for what it's worth, my husband and I brought these last week, and I thought, I'm an educated woman. I know how to listen to a sermon. I don't need to take notes. I filled up an entire page of notes and found that it actually helped the sermon stick with me throughout the week. And really kind of helped me be the hands and feet of God throughout the week because I retain the information so much better. So we do recommend you bring it with you. If you want to learn more also about the RBK, please reference pages 12 to 15 in the book. It talks about the repairs we need to make, the need for balancing the budget, and the work that we want to do building the kingdom. Finally, I know that we're talking about a $3 million campaign, and it is not lost on us, the turmoil and uncertainty that's going on in the world right now. We're on day 32 of a government shutdown, and we also know that a shutdown like this affects our area and this church disproportionately. We are aware of that. I also know that, if you'll pardon the pun, that amidst all of this, the one thing that has remained steadfast in our lives has been this church. Like a lot of folks in this room, I was raised Catholic. I'm obviously Episcopalian for a reason now, but one of the tenets of Catholicism that I'd learned about was the story of Saint Therese that always stuck with me. And Saint Therese is famous for exactly 0 grand, great acts. What she is famous and sainted for is constantly performing small acts of generosity with great love. And that is how I've always viewed this church. Every time I leave this church on Sunday, I feel better equipped to be the hands and feet of God, and I've seen it with all of you, all of our fellow parishioners, going out and building the kingdom that we want to see in the world. And that's really how I see our church, staying the course. And when doors outside of this building are being closed right now, our church still focuses on being a place of radical welcome, still focuses on being that beacon of faith, hope, and love in the world. while giving generously financially comes naturally to me, giving sacrificially does not. I don't know if anyone else is in this boat, but last week during Father Burl's sermon, he mentioned the financial conversations that happened in our homes when we grew up. I still remember those vividly, and they shaped me because the only fights I ever heard my parents have were about money. We didn't have enough money. We had to guard money. We had to hold on to money. So while my husband and I give to lots of important causes, we give in a way that makes budgetary and financial sense. It is very difficult for me to let go as an act of faith, to step out and trust that God will provide when it feels uncomfortable for me to give. These sermons are helping me do that. My husband is helping me do that. He is very good about stepping out in faith and giving sacrificially and spiritually. And I hope that over these weeks, Father Burl's sermons, our adult forums, and talking with your partner, spouses, family, friends will kind of help you in your own spiritual journey and getting you to a place where it might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but instead of making a budgetary decision, looking at it as a real act of faith and trusting that God will provide. And finally, I would just like to note that we do have, after this service, an adult forum. If you've never been before, please come. It's a wonderful spread of food. We have a team of people that work so hard each week to provide just incredible dessert and welcoming and fellowship. We're going to show a video during that adult forum. It includes testimonials from many of the people in this room about what they love about this church. And I have to tell you, I kind of fell in love with this church all over again, watching peers and friends and fellow parishioners talk about what this church has meant to them personally. So even if you're only able to join for a few minutes, I hope you're able to come and stay and watch that video. We also, if you are feeling further along in your spiritual giving journey, we do have an advanced commitment event at the church next Sunday at 4 o'clock. You'll have an opportunity to make your pledge, your commitment then, if you'd like, side by side with other leaders in the community that feel empowered and ready to take that next step. And it'll also be a great opportunity for fellowship. We'll have dessert, we'll do a toast. So if you're able to join us, please come to that. And finally, before I turn it back over to Father Burl and Mother Julius, I just want to thank the two of them. It takes a ton of work to put something like this together. It's almost a whole second job on top of their jobs, and they have just poured their hearts and souls into this. So if you could take a minute and just please thank them for all of the work that they have done. They've been truly amazing leaders. Thank you.